Your ship cannot come in over troubled waters. What does that mean? Is your life a mess? Do you have drama? Do you have anger? Are you in traffic yelling at people? How dare you cut me off? Are you in a reality where there is troubled waters, so the things that you can't have, the ship cannot come in to dock? Now, we are all a beacon, a lighthouse. If you want to use the ship analogy, here am I, I'm a lighthouse. This is what I want. And I cast out a light and the ship sees me, and the ship is sitting outside right in front of the dock, let's say, I don't know, 20 miles away. But the water is crazy choppy. It's just an absolute mess. There's a storm, there's rain, but it's safe for the ship to stay far enough away out of reach where you can't dock it, it can't come in. Now, the analogy stands true because if you want something, but everything is not calm and peaceful, you're not creating an environment where that thing can come to you. Because what you're thinking is, if I have this thing, then all of this choppy water will go away. But what we need to understand is, and this includes myself because this is a daily practice, is that in order to attract the feelings that we think, we need to feel those feelings first. We need to calm the waters so the ship of our wants, desires, etc. can come to us. Now, how do we create feelings before they happen? Now, in a previous video, I talked about acting as if. That is one of the most powerful strategies that can help you embody the feeling of already having the reality, the state, the thing that you want. So you can pretend, mimic, or act as if you already have those things and create those feelings. Another phenomenal way is visualization. You can close your eyes and imagine in first person that you're experiencing that reality to the point of where you start to feel the feelings of those things. It's any positive feeling, excitement, passion, love, joy, abundance, however you feel and define that, as long as you're creating a feeling that you believe that thing will make you feel. Don't worry about labeling it or being so specific that you're like, oh, well, I feel joy, but I want to feel love. As long as when you think about that thing in your visualizations, in your journaling, in your meditation, while you're acting as if you have it, go test drive a car that you want. As long as you're feeling good to some degree, any positive emotion, you are able to generate the feeling of already having the thing and draw it closer to yourself. Now, let's talk about where a lot of this drama comes from. Something that I see with a lot of people, and I had a long conversation about this with someone the other day, and I tried to explain it, and a lot of times what happens is when you try to share these more esoteric things, depending on someone's frame and view of reality, it's hard for them to digest it. So there's an area for me to work on. How do I explain this to someone with it being a little more gentle or a little more conceptually possible? So a lot of people don't realize that the drama, the pain, the things that come into our life are either based on poor thoughts, holding on to things of the past, worrying about the future, or our unfortunate reality of some people have a victim mentality where they don't take responsibility for what comes into their life. And I had a hard conversation with myself at one point in time. And if any of you guys are a fan of Tom Bilyeu, he takes it to the extreme and he says, once I told myself that everything in my reality is my responsibility, I am never the victim and I am in full control of what happens to me. Now, there's going to be things that happen like a car accident, like, you know, something weird happens and that's completely out of your control that like another person makes a decision. So there are examples of that, but anything that's directly in your reality in terms of like the things that you're doing, thinking, or allowing is like people in your life that you can control in some way, shape, or form. Like, does your job make you miserable? Okay, can you find another job? Does your partner have things that make you feel bad enough to where it outweighs the positives? So you're always in control of the thoughts, and your thoughts control your feelings. Your feelings dictate how you live your life and what you attract. Okay, so the troubled water, we need to first understand that we're responsible for calming this water here so that what we want can come in. Now that can be done by either acting as if, visualizing, meditation, anything that you need to do to calm this water here. And for me, the biggest thing was meditation. I hit an apex in my career. I've had a handful of apexes, but this was about 7 years ago. And I had gotten an increased amount of responsibility to where my stress level was really hard to control. My emotional responsiveness had kind of like peaked, and I was like just really redlining in terms of burnout and just feeling like, wow, like, do I need to like like go on some medication or something, right? And there's nothing wrong with taking medication. If there's a problem with your body, you take medicine. If there's a problem with your mind, you take medicine, right? And whatever your belief is on that, it's fine, right? Like the whole thing was for me then was, well, what can I try before I have to go like get medicated? Because what am I going to do every time I get a new level of stress? I'm just going to like, numb myself. So then I took up, let me try meditation. Started very slow. Literally this app called Medito, I highly recommend, not paid by them. It's a free forever app. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, to the point of where I was doing it daily for, 10 to 15. And now I usually meditate 30 minutes a day, but it literally lowered the ceiling on my emotional responsiveness. It gave me better clarity in terms of my ability to have time to react instead of being reactionary. And it was a really good kind of place for me to process my thoughts. And once you start processing your thoughts and actually let them then clear through your mind, it makes it much easier just to exist in a peaceful existence, right? You get a lot of insight. Like how much time do you spend sitting down and just like letting your thoughts process, just kind of observing them and going, I never thought of that. So if there's ways that you need to calm that water, figure out what that is for you. And there's a bunch of stuff you can do, like how to get less stressed, how to remove stress from my life, how to take responsibility for my own happiness, things like that. That's what you need to do, because the thing that you want is just out of reach. Okay? And there's nothing conspiring against you. Evil does not exist, because if we believe that the universe or God or some higher power created us, that being would essentially would be perfect. So there's no reason why a perfect being would ever be able to create something evil. So that's something that we put, it's like an out. Like, oh, I have an out because someone or something is conspiring against me, but then that makes you a victim of reality instead of being a creator of reality. So analyze that. Like, are there things that I'm doing that may be a little bit on the victim-y side? And listen, like if you have had some tough stuff happen to you in the past, which I know we all have, like childhood trauma is a very prevalent thing that can affect people. Really, I think the main source of most people's pain and suffering and troubles in life, but that is over. And this is something that I realized because I had some stuff happen to me when I was in college. So I got cut off by my parents. I had a very limited level of life skills at the time, I will say. I was very young. I was like 18 or 19. And I spent the next 6 years like blaming them for my life not being like at the level that I wanted it to be at, which I remember I was sitting in my computer at my current job at the time, just like, dude, do you want this thought of, man, I can't believe this person did this thing to me to let me have a limited life? Do I want to take this hand that I have and just keep being like, well, I don't have a good hand, so I have to, just suffer forever? And it like, in that moment, it was like a light switch went off. Like, I have one life, you have one life, you get one hand dealt to you. And if you don't use it to the best of your ability, like, is that how you want your life to be? Do you want to have a great life, right? Don't let something that happened in the past or something someone did to you control you and allow you to be a victim and really just victimize yourself so that your life can't be amazing. I mean, look at all the people that had troubled lives and that turned out amazing. Like, look at Oprah. Oprah's life was like a total mess. Extreme poverty, like an outhouse, like family issues out the wazoo, like potential childhood trauma that would just destroy a mere mortal, right? And you don't need to be at that level. Like, do you want to be a multi-billionaire, like media tycoon? And it's probably like a very specific thing. So imagine what someone like that had to overcome to achieve the things that she has. And if you want a life that's even a tenth of that, which would still be incredible, it should be something that you're capable of doing. And I know you can, because so many people have done it, and it's really just a switch that goes off where you go, I'm going to take responsibility for calming the water and be happy, or, as far as I can. It's practice, like daily practice, guys. Like, that's okay. But let me calm it as much as I can each day. And eventually this ship, it gets so calm and you're feeling the feelings of feeling the things that you want, and its ship starts to slowly get in, right? And don't be discouraged when things get tough, as things get closer to what you want. Now, we're on a journey, and part of following what is yours, what is your divine right to have, is to learn and grow. On the path to the thing that you want, you're here, there's a wall here, here's what you want. In order to go from here to here, you are not going to be the same person. This doesn't get easier. We get better and stronger. And that's how we get here. So the challenge is the sign that you're moving towards the thing that you want, and that's okay. So let's say you've got 100 miles of choppy water and you kind of work on some stuff and you're getting better and better and better. All right, now you've only got 90 miles of choppy water and 80 miles. And at every junction, whatever that might be for you, there's going to be a learning piece, and you're going to grow and you're going to get stronger. And even when you get the thing, because you will get it, then there'll be another challenge. Because what is life without challenges and problems to solve? It's boring. Because I used to think that if I had a bunch of time on my hands, I would be happy doing nothing. Like I'll just golf and eat and like chill and play video games all day. And I had wound up taking about a 2-3 month break between two positions that I'd taken. It was like over the holidays. So there was like kind of no need for me to start until the beginning of the year, just in terms of how things shook out. And I went bananas. And I think you may think that you would be like, oh my God, I don't have to do anything. This is amazing. But it's fun growing and having challenges. And if you're someone who's watching a video like this, you want to grow and you will continue to want to grow, because even the people that are at the top or at levels that we perceive are like higher than us are still facing challenges. Now they have a better set of tools, they have better equipment and maybe resources and teams, but they're still facing challenges and they have learned to solve them, and that problems are a sign of progress. Remember that if you take anything away from this video, it's problems are a sign of progress. You will be moving towards your goal, and when anything comes up that is a problem, remind yourself this is a sign of progress, whatever. Get a process for progress. All right, guys, so calm the sea. Your ship cannot come in if there's crazy sea. Lighthouse, sea going nuts, calm the sea as much as you can. The ship will come closer. Here's what I want. Here's where I am. Calm the sea some more. It's going to come closer and closer and closer and closer. And if you can go and feel the feelings, if you're feeling negative feelings, what you want cannot come in. Because if you believe that what you want is going to make you feel good, then you cannot feel bad and receive it. If you want a thing that you think will make you feel good, you cannot feel bad and receive it. So remember that. To quote Nero Knowledge, that's a bar. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm absolutely honored and grateful for anyone that has made it this far in the video. I really appreciate y'all. Feel free to leave a comment, and I hope you have an amazing day. Peace, love, and be good.